Hi, good morning, Nitesh. Good morning. Hi, Suresh. Hi, Kaleem, Sagar. Good morning. Nice. So, how are your practicals going on? Did you complete it? Your EC2 stuff completely? Nice. So, let's jump on. So, yesterday we discussed about this CloudWatch, right? So, CloudWatch talks about mainly three things. What are those? Alarm, events, and then logs. Alarm, events, and then logs. Okay. So should we go ahead and then do some practicals on this alarms, events, and logs? And then also I told you that CloudWatch has a few advanced things like CloudWatch will be monitoring your Lambda functions. CloudWatch will be monitoring your containers in Dockers. And then it monitors its application. It gives the insights, whatnot. But the main major thing is how to monitor. Let's go and see. So let me share my screen. So can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay, so before we talk about this CloudWatch, in order to get monitor, should we need to launch EC2 instance now, first of all, to get it monitored? So let me go ahead and then launch quickly a couple of instances. So let's go ahead and then launch our Linux Wala, TT Micro, a simple, normal, plain one. Nice. Abba, I gave one only, huh? Okay, no problem. We call it as server one, and then we launch more like this, right? And then we launch it. One more Wala. So we call this as server two. Okay. So meanwhile, this is coming up. So you know very well, like in this, in the bottom one here, you have monitoring, where you can monitor, because as we have launched the EC2 instance just now, you don't have any graphs over here. But in your real time, whenever your EC2 instances is very, might be a aged one, so you will get nicely all the graphs of the CPU utilization. So period every 5 minutes you will get it, because this is, we haven't enabled detail monitoring, right? So by default it's 5 minutes. You can see every 15 minutes graph also. You can see 1 hour every day graph also you can see. And last hour this much, and you can go with minimum, maximum, average of CPU utilization. So you can come here and see how your EC2 instance is performing, right? Performance means it's all depend upon the CPU utilization, right? So I told you what are the host level metrics that CloudWatch provides. Guys, what are the host level metrics? CPU, network, disk, and status check. Yeah. Yes, Surendra, do you have anything, admin? Go ahead and put your message. So, guys, we have this, we have learned already that these are all the host level metrics. So do you see, if you come down here, okay, there is an message from admin that tomorrow will change Zoom password. Okay, password might be changed. Please clear pending dues. Today, last day. So please take care of that, guys. So do you see this? It shows only CPU, disk. These are all disk, network, and status check. That's it. So as I said, CPU, network, disk, and status check. These are the only four uh, metrics that CloudWatch is providing by default. So you can see that here bottom, you can only see the CPU related things, disk related things, network related things, and status related things. Only this. So you can monitor from here. And another important thing is, guys, let's say, for example, now you only tell me what is the CPU utilization of this machine we just launched, right? What might be the CPU utilization for this machine? Are we using this machine any are we using this machine, guys? No. What would be the CPU utilization? Maybe less than 5%. Yes or no? 1 to 2% or less than 5%. Okay. So in your real time, let's say, for example, your server, the CPU utilization is 0, or CPU utilization less than 5%, or CPU utilization is less than 10%. Do you need that EC2 instance to be running if there is of no use? No. What you should do for that? Stop it. So, but is it possible for us to go and check all the time to and here to the CPU utilization and see if the CPU utilization is 10 or not or less than? Is it possible for us to go and manually check it? Not possible. So should we tell to alarm that I will create an alarm and we'll say that, hey, if the CPU utilization is less than 10%, go and stop it. And we already learned that alarm will take some actions also, right? So guys, do you see this here? Create alarm, right? So for every EC2 instance, there will be a create alarm here. So let's go ahead and click on create alarm. So guys, if you want to send a notification, do you see this? Here we already created a topic. You can use that topic. If you don't want to send any notification, don't do it. But in real time, yes, it's always good to select a notification, because if this EC2 instance is getting stopped, you should receive a notification. So guys, let's see here, average. Do I need to go for minimum or maximum based on this requirement now? Yes, minimum. So if you go to minimum of CPU utilization is less than or equal to 10%. Do you understand the condition here? Minimum of CPU utilization is less than 10% for at least one consecutive period of 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, if you get it for one time also, you can go with it for 2 times, 3 times also, that's fine. And this is the name of the alarm. I put it as low CPU utilization. So if this condition matches, what you want to take action? Do you see this? Take action. What we need to do? Stop. You can stop it, you can terminate it, you can reboot it, you can recover it. Recover is related to your 2/2 checks passed. If it's status checks failures happens, this will automatically go and recover it. Guys, is this clear how to create an alarm? Very easy enough from here. Everyone clear? Right. And then click on create alarm. See guys, now alarm has been created. And I told you there are 3 types of state alarm states. What are those? In alarm, okay, insufficient. Do you see this here? Now the CloudWatch alarm status is insufficient now here. Why it is insufficient? Because we just created an alarm, and to get the basic data points, you need to wait for at least 5 minutes. Not reachable, you have to wait. So it's still insufficient data. Do you see this gray color alarm status? No data yet. So let's wait. Once within the time, this will go and automatically stop the EC2 instance. Let's see that in live. Yeah, it will take a couple of minutes. I'll show you that, and then I'll move forward. Do you see this, guys? It is now stopping. It is now stopping and it is in alarm. So it has been, alarm has been identified the CP utilization is really less than 10%. And we have mentioned that to take an action to stop the EC2 instance, right? So that's why it is getting stopped automatically. So based on the requirement, can you create your own condition and then take action? Taking the action is not mandatory, but if at all you have a requirement, you can go and stop it. Do you see this? Everyone clear? The status in alarm now? Okay. So we have created alarm from, that's what I asked. Guys, my voice is perfect? Can you hear me well? Then increase your side the volume. Okay, so the second one. So let's say, for example, guys, alarm, you need to create it individually for every servers. Okay, so now we have created an alarm from this EC2 service. Should we go ahead to the CloudWatch service and try to create an alarm from that? So let's go to CloudWatch. So guys, this is the CloudWatch dashboard. Okay, now do you see this here? If we expand alarms, do you see this in alarm? You see this in alarm. So now just one alarm insufficient. Okay, there are three states: in alarm, insufficient data, or okay. So now at the moment in the EC2, it is on. It is like a dashboard, guys. It is like by AWS service. Like in EC2, there is one alarm going on. So if we click on it, do you see this? View alarms. Do you see this? And if we click on it, do you understand? Do you see this here? It is less than 10%. Do you see this? The actual CPU utilization is just only 0.1, but we have, it is less than 10%. That is the reason why it's got stopped. Low CPU utilization. This is the only one, na? This is the one we have created, right? So like this, all the alarms, you can see it over here. But now, should we go ahead and then try to create alarm from this CloudWatch console? See how this is a little bit different, but it is also very easy. Let's click on create alarm. Should we do it for the server too? Right, click on create alarm. So what is the metric that we should select? Select metric, CPU. So click on select metrics. So guys, do you have all, these are all called namespaces. What is this called? Namespaces. Namespace is nothing but collection of metrics. So our metric will be in which service here at the moment? EC2, na? Go. EC2 is that namespace. And is it auto scaling group or per instance? Go to per instance. So do you see all the instances are listed over here? Now we need to check with server 2. So for server 2, you have so many things here: network, CPU, network, and all. But I'm interested in CPU utilization. Server 2, CPU utilization. Select metrics. Do you see that? Do you understand how to select a metric? And average, you can go with, guys, this time should be going terminate it if it is less than 10%. So I'll go with the same like statistic minimum. Okay. And then is lower than or equal to 10%. Do you understand, guys? Same thing, but the UI is different. Okay, na? Is this clear? Selecting a metric, just read it. Statistic, period, whenever the CPU utilization is what, and then what is the threshold value, you can give it here and simply click on next. So if it is CPU utilization is less than 10%, you want it in alarm or okay or insufficient? Which one? What is the trigger that you should get it? In alarm. So select in alarm. So someone is asking to say how to select a topic. This is aware how you select a topic. 11 name batch. And then guys, Do you want to take auto scaling actions or you want to take EC2 actions? EC2 actions. So here, if at all you want to do it for auto scaling, you can select it, but we don't have auto scaling now. Let's select add EC2 actions. So, okay, now you tell me, if the CPU utilization is less than 10%, what should we do in this case now? Should we go and terminate and see how it works? Yes. Guys, these are all based on the requirement. I'm just selecting this. Huh? Right. And ignore this system manager actions. So click on now next and give the name, call it as terminate alarm. Okay. Click on next and then create alarm. Understood, guys? How to create an alarm also from CloudWatch section. Now the state is insufficient. So if you wait for a little bit of time, automatically this server, this EC2 instance will go and terminate. Do you see this, guys? Sorry. Do you see this shutting down? And now it is alarm in status, right? Do you see this here? Shutting down. So when it got shut down, you can see it from here, launch time. When it is launch time, and then do you see this user initiated shutdown? So when the state has been changed, this time the state has been changed. This is what someone is asking. So, sir, if anyone want to use, then he will not be able to send used and after stopping run. No, he cannot do it. So once it is terminated or stopped, oh, now no one can do anything. So that's what I said. Based on a requirement, you need to implement. I'm just telling you all the options. So based on the requirement, you have to just go and set it up. Is this clear on the alarm sections, everyone? Anytime you can go and edit it. You can copy it, you can delete it, you can add it to the dashboard. I'll talk, see dashboards, you see here dashboards. So on the dashboards, you can create, but Deepika, it's a logic, right? How many alarms can be created for one instance? You create one alarm for one instance and it is stopped. And what is another alarm will do? But you can create multiple things, but if it in stop state or terminate state, will you get any data for the alarm? No. Then how the alarms will work? Is it possible to start automatically or we need to start manually? There is no automation there is automatically it will not start. You need to go and start manually or you need to automatically also, you need to do it. AWS will not do it. How does AWS know when you want to start that machines? Are we getting notification also? Hurry. While creating, we have mentioned the topic, right? So yes, notifications also will get it, but make sure that you have subscribed. Yes. So dashboards. So guys, dashboards meaning generally in your real time. So isn't it good that let's say we have it in our in company that we have a big monitor, I mean big TV where we create a dashboard and put it just like that. We connect it and put it just like that. So you will get the live things like if you're interested with your web server CPU utilization, DB CPU utilization, or some other multiple server CPU utilization, can you keep all these things in one place? Yes. How? See, create dashboard. I call it as let's dashboard. So I go with whatever it is here. These are all widget. You can select it. So I'll just go with the line metrics. Which metric you are interested in? Let's say, for example, server one. Server one. It is in stop state, but I'm just. Do you see this? right, guys? And then you can also add, and we get one more. You can select the metrics. So you can select some other server also, like your whatever DB or whichever it is. There no network. Okay, select this to see this. So all these things you can see it in one place. So you can edit this and name it as, let's say, for example, DB utilization. This one, right? App server CP utilization. So you can see this everything in here in one place. So this is how you can create a dashboards also. Click on save dashboard. Dashboard will be saved. If you open this, you can see it everything in one shot. Understood? So that is about the dashboards and alarms. Is it clear, guys? It is negligible. So guys, if you want to see the price, like AWS CloudWatch alarm price, just put it. So charges are incurred when you exceed 3 dashboards up to 50 metrics. Do you see this? You have free now. So if at all you exceed 3 dashboards, which having 50 metrics in each, then it will be charged. And do you see this? If you want to 0.01 per 1,000 metrics. This is the later it is $3 per dashboard. So that's what I said. Once you create it, after that, simply go ahead and delete it. Usually I delete at the end, but if it, so make sure that you have a habit. Once you see how it is working, just come back and then start and deleting it. Alan will delete later, no issues. So guys, this the first EC2 instance is in stop state, right? So do you see this alarm status went to the insufficient data? Yes or no? Because the EC2 instance is in stop state and alarm is not receiving the data. That's the reason why it is went to the insufficient data. Okay, I'll come to the log section. Metrics, we all know that these are all the metrics that we have it, that we have seen already. These are all the metrics. And let's not worry about this. Let's talk about events. So do you all agree that events, I told you that event CloudWatch events is now called what? Event bridge, right? So should we go ahead and then try to see what is this event bridge all about? So click on go to event bridge. So guys, in this event bridge, what we need to do is we need to create a rule. Do you remember in our yesterday class, I gave you a couple of examples. Let's say, for example, let's take this example, guys. If someone is stopping the EC2 instance, if someone is stopping the EC2 instance, I should receive a notification. Let's say, for example, you have a DB server, right? If someone is stopping the DB server, you should receive a notification. Should we try to catch that event and then try to create a rule? Right. So for that, what you have to do is come to this in events, you have rules. So click on create rule. Name call it as, for example, auto stop notification. You can give any name, huh? Stop notification. Let's say, or DB stop notification rule. So guys, you have to give a name such a way that by reading that name itself, you should understand in your real time. Okay, na? So give some name, give some description here. That is optional. Go with the default bus only. Event bus is nothing but either the default event bus or basically if you want to share the events to other account, then you need to go for the event bus. Let's say, for example, if you go for info, do you see this here? Event buses receive events from resources that emit events. We know that. These resources include AWS services in your account or in other accounts, right? If at all you want to go with that kind of concept, you just go with the event bus, but let it be default for now. So now rule type. So you want to, I told you that we can schedule it also the rule, or you can create an event pattern also, right? So if you want to schedule it, you can schedule it. Just rule with, let's go with a rule with event pattern. I'll come back to the schedule later. So rule with event pattern, select this and click on next. Every time they changes this look and feel. Okay. What the hell? Okay, so event source, guys, these are all the new things that they have added. So let's see it, event source. So where is our source, the event? AWS event or event with events, or we'll go with all events. What is when all events is selected, event which will send every event that comes to the event to this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's go with this maybe. The AWS events and event based partner events. This is sample event, we no need. So just optional, that ignore it. But here, do you see this event source? There's from which source that we are expecting the event. Which service is that? AWS service only, right? And then which service is that? EC2, right? So select EC2. Guys, you can go with all services. I told you, every service will generate an event. Whenever you are working it, it's not mandatory to select EC2, but you can go with the any kind of service. Select EC2. In this EC2, you have all these notifications, guys. Do you want to cover all events? But here, I told you, do you see this EC2 instance state change notification? Guys, you want to do it for volume snapshot, you can select any of the things based on your requirement. But here I'm interested with what? If someone is stopping the EC2 instance, I should receive a notification. That meaning, is it related to instance state change only, na? Right? So for that reason, I'm selecting the appropriate event called instance change notification. So, okay, which state that you are interested in? Any state, or which state you are interested in based on our requirement, I said. Yes. So select a specific state. I told you that stopping and stop. So someone is stopping the EC2 instance, that meaning it will go to stopping and it will go to the stop, right? Yes. Right. So now, okay, to which instance that you are interested in? Any EC2 instance or specific instance? So guys, if you select any instance, that meaning if you have 100 instance also, if someone is stopping some particular instance, every time you'll receive a notification. No, if you see that, no, sir, I don't want for every instance, I want only for one instance, then or couple of instance. So select specific instance and then give the instance ID. So for example, take this and then put the instance ID. If you want to add, you can add multiple instance IDs if it all required. Guys, is this clear how to select this? Step 2, mainly this event pattern. Everyone. Yes. So here the JSON is event pattern is automatically generates. So if you want to event pattern form, you can go with, but if you want custom pattern JSON editor also, you can go with, but I know that you're good in JSON, don't go it. So, so where did you get the instance ID from? Here, go and copy it manually, na? Go to EC2 instance and copy it manually. Copy it and put it here. Okay, so now I click on next. Target one. So guys, now to which target that you want to send this? Someone is stopping the EC2 instance. What we should know? What is the target that we should select it here? Guys, someone is stopping the EC2 instance. What should happen after that? SNS. Very good. Select that AWS service. Select SNS. SNS topic. And we have 11 name batch topic. Okay. So there is an option to select multiple targets also. If at all you want to send to multiple topics, you can select other, or if you want to send to another service, select it. But I'm just going with only one target here. Click on next. Tags are optional. Next. So this is review. We don't have it of reviewing it, and click on create rule. Guys, understood how to create a rule? So now if someone went and stopped the EC2 instance, right, automatically you will receive a notification. So when do you receive a notification, guys? If at all you have subscribed to that particular topic, then only you will receive a notification. If this server, if this EC2 instance is in stop state. So like this, you can create whatever based on the requirement, you can create a number of rules like this here. Is this clear how to create a rule? So now, do you remember I gave you another example also? Like at 9 p.m. automatically all the EC2 instances should be stopped, and morning 9 a.m. all the EC2 instances should be getting started. So how do we do it? Using what? Using schedule, right? So using Lambda, very good. So do you see this here? Click on create rule again. So this time, let's say for example, we need to go and stop instances, right? Give some descriptions here. And then this time, let's not go with the event pattern. Let's go with schedule and click on next. And guys, here, this is the schedule that we have it here, right? So you can go with as per the schedule, like here, every how many hours that you want to, every how many days or repeat, you can repeat it. But here, you can go with the cron expression, guys, cron expression. So here clearly it's mentioned minute, hours, day of the month, day of the year here. So let's say, for example, in when we need to go and stop it, 9 o'clock, right? So here 9 o'clock meaning how much? Yes. So if at all you have, if at all you want to see it here, do you see this here? You can take this expression for an example. So this is running every 12 p.m. This is running every 12 p.m. So if you want to run it 9 o'clock, just put like this. So every day, put star. Every month, put star. Right? Every day of the week. So you can mention particular day, or you can put star. There it puts question mark there. And then every year you should be taking it. So guys, if you want to have a GMT time, or you want to have our local time zone, you can select it. But if your cron job is correct, you will get next 10 triggers. And if your cron job is not correct, it will not display this. And do you see this? It will run exactly at 9 o'clock at GMT time. But if you select local, so GMT plus 5:30, you know very well. So it will run at this time. So based on your requirement, you just go ahead and select it. Do you understand how to schedule it? If you want to learn more about cron expressions, you can click the link and you can learn it. So if you put star, it will not work, maybe question mark. You can click it. So guys, those who are working on cron, what is this question mark meaning? Day of the week. I think what is question mark meaning in cron? Sumit, put it in Google and let me know. Right? So understood, guys, this every day, what is it? Every day of the week. So it's like every day, 24, 25, 26. But why can't you put star all day? Okay, day of the week. So guys, now let's click on next. Okay. Now, end day of the week. Okay, that meaning all star, that meaning all days. So guys here, okay, good. So guys here, now at 9 o'clock at the night, what I need to do? I need to go and stop the EC2 instances, right? So that meaning to which service will go and do that kind of actions. So what is the target that it should select here? What is the target I should select it here? Lambda. What is that? Lambda. We need to select here lambda function. But do we have any lambda functions just created for this? No. So I'll give in very beautiful step-by-step procedure. So how to set it up with this? Stop and start EC2 instances using Python. Let's go with Python. So guys, this is a very nice link. Copy this. And do you see this? How do I stop and start EC2 instances at regular intervals using Lambda? So guys, now you tell me, we have the EC2 instances here. Okay. And then here we need to go and create a Lambda function. So should we create a Lambda function called stop function? Okay. And then we'll write some Python code here. Yes or no, guys? Yes. Okay. Now you tell me, does the Lambda has permissions? Does the Lambda has permissions to go and stop the EC2 instances? No. So what is the concept that I need to go and attach it, give it to Lambda? Excellent. So first of all, we need to go and create an IAM role. What kind of permission should we give it for IAM role? EC2 full permissions. But is it good to give EC2 full permissions to Lambda? No. So the first thing is we need to create a inline policy, right? Customized policy. So I don't want to give full permissions. I just want to give only stop and start permissions. Should we go and create a inline policy? So that is the reason why this is the inline policy that we need to go and create it. What is this policy is doing? So guys, it will create a log groups also. I mean, whenever the Lambda is executing, it should generate some logs, right? All the logs will be put inside this log group. And then, and do you see this? Instead of going EC2 colon star, he has given star, start star and stop star. That meaning anything related to start, you can have access. Anything related to stop, he can access, even Lambda will have access. Understood, guys? So do you know how to create a policy, inline policy by copying this? Do you know? Remember we worked on, okay, so I'll just go ahead and do it for you then. Not so guys, these are all jujus. So remember we did on the first day on the So how to create a policy? Let's create a policy and let's create a role. Okay. So why we have two groups? Let's go and delete all unnecessary things. Okay. So let's create a policy. Create policy. Simply go to JSON, remove this, and then paste it. Simple. And click on next. Review it. Call it as EC2 custom or call it as EC2 stop start policy. Give some name, huh? And then click on create policy. See, inline policy got created. What we need to create now? We need to create a role, keep the role ready now to attach it to Lambda before creating Lambda function. Guys, yes or no? So we need to create a role, right? So let's click on create role. And now you tell me to which service do we need to select EC2 or Lambda? Yes, this time we need to select Lambda because we know that the role has to be attached to the Lambda, not to the EC2, right? So let's click on next. And then we have written a policy, right? EC2 minus something, stop and start, select that, next. Call it as Lambda stop start role, okay? Create role. Guys, everyone understood? This is the same thing what he is telling to do. All these things. Create a policy, right? Create a etc. etc. So this is a create. We have policy got created and create an IAM role for Lambda. We did it, and now the role is ready. Now what we should do? We need to go ahead and create a Lambda function, right? So let's go to Lambda and quickly try to create a Lambda function over there. So I told you Lambda is completely purely for automation purpose, and definitely you need to require a coding there. And I told you that you need to go ahead and create a functions. Remember that? Remember when we talked about Lambdas? So we need to go ahead and create a function. So how to create a function? Click on create function. Give the name, call it as stop function. You can give any name. So in which language that you want to write the function? These are all the right languages or it supports. If you are expert in .NET, select it. Go Java, Node.js, Python, Ruby, whichever it is. So should we go with the Python? Yes, select the Python. Architecture is go with always x86 only, not ARM. And do you see this change default execution role? So this is the place where we need to give a role, right? Guys, you can create a role and attach it as we are doing it, but you can ask this to create a Lambda basic permissions role. But we already have a role, right? Use existing role. Which role? Lambda stop and start. Guys, everyone clear? I'm asking you again and again. Everyone clear how to create a function? Now click on create function. Once once you click on create function, and the default function has been generated. But this guy, which guy? See this guy, number one bullshit guy, this guy. So if you come here, he has already a sample code already written over here. So you just copy this. This is for stopping EC2 instance, guys. So I don't want to explain this, but see, you need to import Boto3. Boto3 is related to Python. And in which region your EC2 instance are, you need to put this. And this is the array. Instances is equal to the collection of items, right? So you can, which are the EC2 instance that you want to stop it, you can just mention all the EC2 instance IDs over here, right? And then this is the stop function, which you will get it from the library, right? So stop instances. So whatever the instances ID that you have given in the array, you're calling it and it'll go and stop one by one everything. And finally, this is the printf statement that it says that your instances are all stopped. So copy this. Don't ask me to teach Python also. So copy this and then where is Lambda? Take this route and then put it out here. And we need to modify this to our Mumbai na AP minus South minus 1. And whatever the instance IDs that you have it, you just copy paste it here. Guys, understood? And then once you have done with all your coding here, click on deploy. That's it. Understood, everyone? Right? And then come to the event bridge. So here the Lambda functions are not getting loaded. So let's go to the previous and let's click to next. And let's see no. So we need to hard refresh. It has to retrieve it, right? Everything is Paya. It's gone. So call it as stop instances rule. Give scheduling. Next. 0, 21, star, question mark, star. So you have this. Click on next. And we need to go with Lambda function. So why the Lambda function is not loaded yet? So stop function has been created, but I think now I need to completely go out of it. Give a nice refresh. Go to rules. Create rule. Rule name is this. Next 0, 21, star, star. Next, go to Lambda in 0. Select targets to invoke. Select to invoke. So Lambda function we have selected, but why the hell it's not coming here? Another target. So Lambda function. No, you and which what you selected all? No, right. So it's not an event bridge, it's an AWS service. And very good, Aarti. That's perfectly correct. So what one? Rightly said, Aarti. So we have created a stop function in North Virginia, right? So that's the reason why it is not loading. So it is of west. Here we create it and then delete it here. Close. So that's the reason first we always need to go ahead and then select our appropriate. So let's go ahead and create a function again. Call it as stop function. And then Python existing role is this guy, create function. And then take the code. and then change this to AP minus -1, and then click on deploy. So it's perfectly done. So if you come back, the function, stop function is here. Let's go to the event bridge. And again, I need to go to the same old, so I'll just a small refresh, create rule, and call it as stop rule. This rule. Okay, schedule it. Next. And then next. And then here select lambda. Definitely it should come here. Do you see this? Stop function. Thank you, Arti. Guys, understood how to target to the lambda function? So we have scheduled it exactly at 9 o'clock at the night. Which function will be triggered? Stop function will be triggered. So click on next. If you want to select add tags, that's fine. And then click on create role. So guys, this stop instance rule is created exactly at 9 o'clock. That lambda function will go and trigger it. So based on the lambda function that you have created here, the code, make sure that code is working. But if you want to really test the code from here, not from the event bridge, you can always click on test and give some name and click on test. Guys, click on save, and then you need to go. You can go and test it. You can test it here. Okay, once you click and test, actually this event bridge no need to call. But if you want to directly test if this function is working or not, you can always go ahead and give the name and then click on test. It will work. So guys, the same way, can't you create start rule also? The same way, take the, you have the, copy this, create another lambda function and create another rule over here called start rule. And the time would be the morning. Do you understand, guys, how to create lambda functions and attach it to the event bridge? Understood? Yes. So guys, that is how the events basically works for. So you events can be like, you can catch the events, or also you can schedule it. So catching the events and scheduling will be done in the event bridge concept. Is this clear on the events before I go to the logs? Yes. So basically, okay. Okay. So guys, the next thing is here logs. Do you remember we discussed about the logs, consolidating the logs in one place, consolidating the logs in one place. Okay. Should we go and launch that? Okay. Let's simulate that environment, right? So should I terminate this? Okay. Let's go and terminate that stop instance also. So should we go and launch the EC2 instance, guys? And this time, actually, I have the commands which are related to Linux to AMI. So you can go with either of these two. The only difference is the kernel. That's fine. So select that machine, put in one there. Next, next address name, and call it as CloudWatch log demo. Next. and then launch. So what we're gonna do is, guys, this CloudWatch. Okay, let's. We have already learned this. This is the EC2 instance that I have launched. Either you can put an application inside it, like your Tomcat, or as I don't have Tomcat and application, should I use syslog? Both are logs only, na? So what I do is, I'll take this syslogs and I'll push it to this CloudWatch logs. Guys, so if I do it on one machine, same process will be applied for multiple machines. Yes or no? Chiti? Yes, right? So what I gonna do is, I just launch the EC2 instance, right? And what we need to install? We need to install the agent, right, inside it. Yes or no? CloudWatch agent we need to install. Okay. Does the agent have permissions to push all the logs to the CloudWatch logs? No. What we need to attach it to the EC2 instance? The role should be attached. So we need to create another IAM role, right? Like call it as log role. We give a name called log role. And what is the permissions that we need to give it? What is the permissions that I need to attach it to the log role? Guys, permissions. I'm not asking to which we need to attach. What kind of permissions that we should, yes, Sajia, very good. So here we need to give CloudWatch full access. Or if you want to go for, what is that, inline, go for it. So should we go ahead and create a role first? We have launched the EC2 instance. We'll create a role and we'll attach to the EC2 instance, right? So let's go to IAM and create a role. To which use cases, EC2 or Lambda? Yes, EC2. And here I'll go with CloudWatch full access. Guys, if you want to have a inline, go with the inline. Click on next. Call it as, give some name called log role. And create role. So should I attach that role to this EC2 instance? Right click it and then attach role. Do you see this log role here? Everyone understood what I did? Guys, roles in action. This is what I'm talking about. Roles in action. Click on apply. So now this EC2 instance has, whoever has logged into the EC2 instance or whatever is there inside EC2 instance, they have full permission to the CloudWatch inside the EC2 instance because we have attached the role. Is this clear till here? What I did? I'm asking on each and every step. Is it clear? Now, should I log into the EC2 instance and then install agent and start the service? Once we start the service, then all the logs inside this machine will go to this CloudWatch logs. Here, the group will come. Yes or no? Should we log in it now? EC2 minus user, sudo minus yes. So sudo minus yes, elevate your permissions, privileges. Okay. So guys, here there is a command. I'll send it to you. This also. Okay. Let me send this now itself. So guys, create a role with CloudWatch full access. We have created a role now. and then launch Linux EC2 instance. We did it now, and attach role. We did this. And then we just logged into the EC2 instance. And guys, remember, a thumb rule for all Linux machines is whenever the fresh machine you have launched, it's always good to do yum update -y. But don't do it now because it will take AWS internet and then you will get charged. So don't do this. But in your real time, you always better to go with it. It will update all the patches basically. And this is a command where you can go and install CloudWatch agent. So copy that command and put it here. What is the command to install anything? Yum install -y AWS logs. Enter. There's logs. Agent has been installed. Once the agent has been installed, is basically it will create 2 files. How many files it will create? 2 files will be created. So where? In etc AWS logs. So go to cd/etc/AWS log. If you do ls, do you see this here? We have awscli.conf, awslogs.conf. Guys, are you getting it? What I'm doing, guys? I just logged in. I just initiated that command called only this command. I've initiated yum install -y AWS logs d. This is the place where you need to go and install the CloudWatch logs agent. And then I went into this cd etc AWS logs. And inside that, we have this awscli.conf. So guys, what is the command to see the content of the file? What is the Linux command? Cat. So cat awscli.conf. So if I do cat awscli.conf, do you see this? Region is u east -1. But is it good for us? Is this a place where we have the EC2 instances? No, we need to more edit it. How to edit it? vi. So vi awscli.conf. Go inside it, use arrow marks, press I for insert mode. Take this out, backspace, and AP -south -1. And then press escape button, :WQ exclamatory. That meaning write, save, and force quit. Enter. Do you understand? We have modified only the region in this awscli.conf. Understood? And should we see the content of the another file called awslogs.conf? Yes, cat awslogs.conf. If you just read the file, do you see this here? That's important, developers. This is the called log path. Whenever you install any Apache Tomcat or any application, it has its own log situated in some particular path, right? Guys, you need to respond, guys. There are more than 100 people. I understand you are listening carefully, but at least I should understand that you have understood or not, right? Okay. So log path meaning here, guys, this is the place where you need to change the log path. If you have a Tomcat or Nginx or whichever it is, whichever application that you have installed, you know very well where is the path, where is the log path. So you need to edit this and change this. So change this to your application log path. But here I told you that I am sending the syslogs, right? Syslogs. Syslog is placed here in var log messages. All the system logs will be there inside this messages, inside this path. And then log stream. Did I told you that log stream is nothing but the instance ID? But if you don't want instance ID, if you want to change to something else, change it. And group name. Guys, in your CloudWatch, in your CloudWatch here, there's no group name, na? Create log group. If you have created your own log group, if you want to have your own log group, yeah, go ahead and then change these var log messages and give that particular group that you want. You want to group the EC2 instances. Give a group name and give the name of the machine. It is taking automatically instance ID. But if at all you want to change any parameters, you can always log into this AWS logs.conf file and change your log application log path and change your log group name or change your stream name. Is this clear? But for the moment, I'm just going with the system logs only. So guys, now we need to start the service now in order to see this. What is the command to start the service? Do you see this here? Systemctl start AWS logs D. This guy. Systemctl start AWS log D. Guys, in CloudWatch logs, do we have any logs here? Do you see this? Any logs are here? No. So now it will create a log group called var log messages. Na? If I start the service here. Yes, let's click on enter. Let's press enter. So guys, now agent has been started in the background. So based on this file, it will read this file and it will go this path, whatever the path that you have mentioned, and it has a logs, all the logs now will be pushed to this CloudWatch logs here. So if I refresh automatically, I should get the logs here. Should we check it? Let's see. Do you see this here? Var log messages group got created. And if you go inside, a stream is created with the instance ID. The same thing. Log stream has created with the system ID. And if you go inside it, and do you see all the logs here? These are all the system logs that I'm getting from that machine. And this is synchronized, that means automatic. If at all you get any logs from the EC2 instance, automatically it will be pushed over here in this log, in this CloudWatch logs. So like this, you can have many EC2 instances. You can create a group and you can create all the EC2 instances will be listed over here. But if you don't want the instance ID to be get listed, just give a name called DB server, etc., 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 and all the streams will be created. If you go inside this and the logs, you can see it from here. You no need to log into the EC2 instance anymore. Guys, understood? Everyone? Will you able to? So guys, these X-rays, these are all related to developers. Application monitoring, I said that you can create canaries, right? So canaries will charge for you, right? And then insights, I told you that you can monitor container insights, Lambda applications, all. If at all you want to monitor, you can monitor it. These are all additional things. But in CloudWatch, you just go with alarms, microservices. Alarms, logs, and events are most important things. You want the history. Is it clear, guys? Everyone? So will you able to do the practicals now? So there is also one small exploring task that I have given in the CloudWatch section also. Guys, I have shown in Linux, but can you set up the logs on Windows? It's even very simple. Install the agent and configure the file. That's it. And also, I want memory metrics to be shown in the dashboard. These are the two exploring items. Take the screenshot. Done. So guys, once you're done with it, so clean up everything, like clean up your Lambda functions. Delete it. Lambda is gone. IAM roles, you can create and delete it later. And then here, terminate the EC2 instances that you have done. Once you terminated it, go to event bridge and then delete all the rules that you have created. And then event bridge is gone, and come to the alarms. So select those alarms and then delete it. This is how you should do it, guys. Go to logs and then delete the log groups completely. So you go to actions, these are all self-explanatory. So you can see that, delete the log groups, and then that's it. And dashboards also. I have already deleted the dashboard. If you clean up like this, you don't get the bit. Maybe very minimum you will get it. Go to the dashboard, refresh it. Everything is 0 except key pair and security group. I see C3 here. I go inside it and all are terminated. That's fine. Guys, will you able to do these practicals? Excellent. Great. So guys, can you give the final CC for today on this topic? Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next service. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.